Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my initial thoughts for Marvel's newest event, Fear Itself. For those of you who don't know, Fear Itself is the new series like Secret Invasion, and the big event book for next year. It's supposed to come out around early 2011, like I believe they said it was around March. Now, basically what they're doing is they're taking the climate of today with fear, and they're bringing it into the Marvel Universe. And I have a link on the bottom of this video so you can look at the trailer. But anyways, it's basically it's going to involve every single character, the X-Men, Dracula, a bunch of other people, and it's involving the God of Fear. And one thing that caught me was that this is not run by Bendis. Now, I normally like Bendis, as a whole. I like him, so I don't like everything he does, but I do like a good chunk of it. And I was actually glad to see that this was being done by Matt Fraction, because just because it's somebody different, it's a whole new perspective. And there's also going to be a prequel type storyline, which is done by Ed Brubaker and Scot Eaton. So that alone, I have a little greater faith in it, just because, like I said, they're really good writing teams, or writer-artist teams, and then they're it's, like I said, a fresh look. We're not going to get the same standard viewpoint of it. Now, while I am excited by it, I'm also kind of drained from all of these events, and I really do wish that Heroic Age lasted longer. The only reason being is I don't really truly believe we went through a Heroic Age. You have the Fantastic Four didn't really do anything heroic, to stand out, to get back in, to a godhood type status. In fact, we're going to have somebody get killed. The X-Men, they've been split up. Granted, Steve Rogers gave them the, that Medal of Honor type thing, but you have New Mutants in Limbo. You have another mutant team on the moon. You have another mutant team in another country. They're not, all they're doing is they're just staying in San Francisco. They're not really presenting themselves in a public way of saying, look, we're heroes. The Avengers, they've been in another dimension for a good chunk of the time. So it's like, and then of course you have Daredevil, who basically became a villain and almost destroyed Hell's Kitchen. So, to me, it's not really Heroic Age. It's more like business as usual without a big major drama surrounding everything. So that part, since that part I'm a little bit disappointed. One thing I do like about it is it's not a Brightest Day type clone. I guess you can say Fear is dark and things like that, but it's not, it's nothing similar to what DC is doing. So for that part, I do like. Now, when you go through the trailer, you're going to see a bunch of promo teasers. Like, there's going to be Cyclops wearing Magneto's armor, Hulk surrounded by dead heroes, Spider-Man watching depressing news, but that already happened, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that. You have Captain America with a shattered shield, which has happened, and, basically everything that I saw, I don't necessarily think that this is what's going to happen, for sure. I think this is going to be something that every single one of these characters fears. Captain America would fear his shield being destroyed. Thor, Odin, hovering over him about to kill him would definitely do that. What would cause Iron Man to consider creating an army of Iron Man? And definitely Cyclops wearing Magneto's armor. He doesn't want to become that. You have the Hulk surrounded by dead heroes would mean the Hulk loses control. So I think that's definitely definitely a teaser in the sense of these are something that heroes fear, but I'm not sure if that's what's actually going to come. I would kind of be surprised if all of those things happened. But we'll see what happens for sure. I am kind of curious to see what you guys think about this. Like I said, I'm really interested in it. I fear for my pocketbook, with all these different storylines. And the one thing I can say is if Brightest Day doesn't kick it up a little bit, and Fear Itself does, Brightest Days is definitely going to get cut. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with this. Now, Marvel's promising changes, secrets revealed and things like that. Now, they also said that they've been laying Easter eggs, or they've been planting seeds going back. Now, I think in a sense they have been. One thing I'm wondering is if the Secret Avengers is somehow being tied to what's about to be released. So I'm kind of curious to see if that's going to happen. And then they're also saying Phobos is going to be connected, which would be definitely be obvious, since he has the fear-based powers. But we'll see what happens. I don't think anything's going to happen as a result of this. You might have one or two things that are changed, but everything will be business as usual within a couple months. So don't expect ramifications like they say. But anyways, I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say. What you think. Are you going to be buying it? Are you going to jump right in, buy it all? Or are you going to just get the core and maybe a couple other of the side titles? Let me know. And I look forward to seeing your responses.